Welcome to Penang. In this episode, I'm going to show you the highlights and some things that surprised me on my first visit here to this beautiful Malaysian island. I'm going to start my exploration of Penang this morning by getting a bird's eye view of historic Georgetown. This is the Komtar building, the tallest skyscraper in Penang at 817 feet. I'm going to head up and check it out. I am on the 68th floor, home to the Rainbow Skywalk, the highest skywalk in Malaysia. I keep coming across these glass floor skywalks, but the thrill never wears off. But I have to say, looking straight down from the 68th floor makes me hesitate just a little bit. Interestingly enough, this was the tallest building in Asia until 1988. I highly recommend you coming up here as one of the first things you do after arriving. It really helps you get a lay of the land and see where everything is situated. For the real thrill seekers, the highest external rope course in Malaysia is found here. But I think I'm going to skip that for now and just enjoy this open air observatory deck that has 360-degree views of Penang and the northwest coast of historic Georgetown. Penang is a place where you can truly immerse yourself in the art. And like so many other visitors seeking out the street art here, it seems that no matter how many times I've walked around historic Georgetown, I always find some artwork that I'd missed before. Sometimes I see a mural and I'm taken down an alley that I otherwise would have missed. Going on an art walk is a great way to explore the city and is an absolute must for any visit to Penang. Located here in Penang is the Kek Lok Si Temple, the largest Buddhist temple in Malaysia. It is also an important pilgrimage site for Buddhists from Hong Kong, the Philippines, Singapore, and other Southeast Asian countries. Construction of this complex began in 1890 and was completed in 1930. So we had intended to take the little funicular up to the top of the hill to see the temple, but of course it is out of order and we're going to have to walk up. But just look at this place. It's beautiful. We're in the middle of the jungle. There's turtle ponds, sculptures, gardens everywhere. It's going to be a great walk up. I'm really surprised at how big the temple grounds are. And they are beautifully and meticulously maintained with gorgeous plants, pathways, fountains, and sculptures. The mix of Mahayana Buddhism, Theravada Buddhism, and traditional Chinese rituals blend harmoniously and can be seen in the artwork, the architecture, and the daily activities of the worshippers. The temple is divided into 3 levels and you will need at least a couple of hours to see it all. All right, I finally get to bang a gong. I just paid 2 ringgit, or about 40 cents, to come over to the 7-tiered pagoda. You can go up all 7 tiers and you get beautiful views of the grounds and the jungle and the city, and every level has beautiful statues of various forms of the Buddha. So in the end, we were able to take the cable car from the 3rd station all the way to the top of the temple complex. And I am so glad because it's hot and it's been raining, and wow, is it muggy out here. It's a beautiful Saturday morning, and I'm on my way to one of the morning markets to see if I can find myself something tasty for breakfast. So I made my way over to one of the local markets, the Chow Rasta Market, and it looks wonderful. It's very clean, very organized. There's a restaurant section, fresh meat and fresh produce section. Seems like they have everything here. Crispy coconut pancake. Delicious. The way it works is you come in and sit down at a table, and a person will come over and take your drink order, because the drinks are separate from everything else. And then you walk around to each individual hawker and, you know, just choose whatever looks good to you. And the coconut pancake was delicious, but I saw this noodle bowl and I have to try it. I'm pretty sure people thought I was silly. I just couldn't help myself and kept ordering more food. It all just looked so good. So I found this little stall here, and it's potatoes, scrambled egg, sprouts, and chili sauce. And it's delicious. It reminds me a little bit of Mexican food, actually. This is not potato. It might be some kind of little rice cake, or I'm not sure what it is, but it's delicious. So if you know what it is, please let us know in the comments. After breakfast, I walked around and bought myself some fresh fruit and veggies. And as I was leaving, I caught the aroma of roasting chestnuts. I bought a small bag, and they were warm and absolutely delicious. In the 1770s, Royal British Captain Francis Light was sent to establish trade relations on the Malay Peninsula. He formed a friendly relationship with the Sultan of Kedah, who gave Penang Island to the British in exchange for protection from Siam and Burma. In 1786, Captain Light took control of Penang Island, cleared the jungle, and had Fort Cornwallis built to provide this protection. He also formed the port settlement of Georgetown, which allowed merchants to trade without having to pay any form of duty or taxes. This enticed the Dutch to the port, which led to a dramatic surge in population and established Georgetown as a major trading port. There's not much left of Fort Cornwallis now, but the colonial influence can be seen throughout historic Georgetown, which has been named a UNESCO World Heritage City. Today, the Penang metro area has the second largest population in Malaysia, at just over 2.4 million. Ethnic Chinese make up 53% of the population, which can be seen in the streets, markets, and found in its world-renowned cuisine. This Chinese influence can also be found in one of the most popular tourist sites in Georgetown, the Clan Jetties. This morning I am at the Clan Jetties here in Penang. These were originally built by Chinese immigrants back in the 19th century. These unique settlements on stilts are now well over a century old. Descendants of the Chinese clans still live here today, and the jetties are named for the clan's surname. There were originally 9 jetties, of which 7 still remain. These families moved to the waterfront as the shipping and trading business started to grow. Today, these jetties are home to food stalls, souvenir shops, and several temples, including the Hian Bu Tian, which sits directly over the water, just like the jetty houses. Tourists are welcome at all the jetties during regular business hours. Keep in mind that these are neighborhoods and family homes, and not just tourist attractions. here behind me are called Trishaws, and that is basically a light, three-wheeled, bicycle-powered rickshaw. Trishaws gather near Armenian Street. A number of years ago, there were literally several thousand Trishaws carting tourists and locals around the city, but now there's only about 200 of them left. It's best to do a ride late afternoon or in the evening when the temperatures are cooler. The popularity of the Trishaw started to decline in the 1950s when the taxicab was introduced, a more comfortable and faster form of transport. But for $8 for an hour tour, you can't beat it. It's been so much fun. It's mostly a tourist thing to do now, but it's great. Moving these Trishaws around Georgetown is not easy, so don't forget to tip your peddler for his hard work. Located in a quiet residential suburb of Georgetown is the Wat Chaya Mangalaram Thai Buddhist Temple. Built in 1845 on land granted to the Thai community by Queen Victoria, this temple holds something really special. It is home to the longest reclining Buddha in Malaysia at 108 feet. This statue also serves as a columbarium, in which the urns of the cremated devout are housed. Several smaller statues of the Buddha and other devas can be seen throughout the temple, especially in the main prayer hall. We just visited the Thai Buddhist temple of Wat Chaya Mangalaram. I know I butchered that name and I'm sorry. And we didn't know it at the time, but directly across the street is a Burmese Buddhist temple, the Wat Dhamma Kami, and that's where we're at now. This temple made for a really enjoyable visit. The architecture and design of the Buddhas here took me back to the time I spent in Myanmar in 2014. Having these two temples directly across the road from each other makes this a must-visit area of Georgetown. If you follow us, you know that we like to seek out the green spaces wherever we are. Today we're at the Penang Botanical Gardens, which are recognized as part of the UNESCO World Biosphere Reserves. With a long and storied history, these gardens started as spice gardens for the export of nutmeg and clove. They hung on by a thread thanks to a faithful few through the occupation during World War II. The cool thing about this park is that it is literally cut right out of the jungle. The jungle surrounds it, and there's all these really nice paths that lead you through the jungle forest. It's beautiful. Today, these beautiful and lush tropical rainforests and gardens encompass around 79 acres and are a favorite attraction for locals and tourists alike. There is so much to see and do here in Penang. Make sure you give yourself plenty of time to get it all in. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps our channel grow, and there is so much more to come.